Thought I would bring you guys a little bit of an update to the Ellen DeGeneres story because it's still ongoing. I'm waiting for the show to resume production. I can't wait to see the ratings for that show. I wonder if they'll be good or if they'll fall. The reruns lost some viewership when you compared them to last year's rerun ratings, but I don't know how much that says just yet. I think the show resumes next month, so it'll be really interesting to see what kind of effect all of this has on the show and her brand. It's really too early to say anything yet, and I don't know how much of this is going to even carry over to that. We'll see. That'll be an interesting video. We'll see how that goes, but there are some people that have been supporting her. Kevin Hart has come out having dinner with her. And the current, from what I can see, like the current DJ, or at least a regular DJ for her show, and on her other show, Game of Games, has of course come out and supported her. Says there's love there. And you can't speak too much on it because of legal reasons, which makes me wonder what's going on there. Someone gets sued? Is there a lawsuit coming or what? That's an interesting choice of wording that he said. Though, one thing here that I want to point out is he's a current employee and I'm sure wants to keep his job and get future work and stay on Ellen's good side. That could have something to do with it. But if we want to go with employees, we can talk about this former camera assistant who compared working on the show like The Devil Wears Prada. Says basic rights were denied to those working on set. This lines up with a lot of the people that have come out. It's pretty bad. So a woman with an American accent called into an Australian radio show on Tuesday. She claimed that working on the Ellen DeGeneres show was deeply unpleasant. The camera assistant likened the experience to The Devil Wears Prada and said staff lacked basic rights like getting paid overtime, water on a hot day. I think the water on the hot day was kind of a figure of speech after reading through this Daily Mail article. What she was saying basically is that if you were, dehydrated, working hard, let's say you were on like a construction site, busting ass, and you were thirsty, they wouldn't even give you a cup of water. And I think that's pretty interesting. I also want to point out that this was a call-in to a show. They don't really know anything about it. So this could be somebody looking for attention, lying. So I want to be fully transparent here. But this lines up with everything that we've heard. We've had other former assistants. Hell, we had a bunch of them send stuff to BuzzFeed. 2 reports, in fact. The biggest one was, of course, the executive producer that promised promotions if they got under his desk and gave him a little happy time. So good times at the Ellen show indeed. One thing here that I found very interesting was a claim that basically when she's around, employees have to go away. You're really not allowed to look at her. That kind of lines up with most people in Hollywood. They see people on sets as help. They see fans as trash. They really see anybody outside of like the elite as subhumans. They see you all as garbage. This has kind of been a thing for a long, long time. And that's not totally an Ellen thing, but it does line up with that. This is what was reported. Most people are told when Ellen enters the room, you and your entire crew need to leave. Sometimes her bodyguards come forward first and you kind of see them and you know to leave. And that's it. Kind of lines right up with that toxic environment that's been reported on. But they see people like Ellen see common people as trash, garbage, kind of just meant to serve their needs, money, like line their pockets with money. They see you as garbage, and that's really nothing new, but it's sure is fun to report on when it comes out on people like this, because I see them as all hypocrites and horrible, horrible people that have seen their time on top for far too long. This is in my opinion, the best thing about everything that's been going on with the coof and lockdowns is seeing people like Ellen and rest of these celebrities really get some up and comings It's probably been the best thing about it. So that's not all there is on Ellen. There's a little bit more. You got some people that have been a part of her show, just some regular people, some guests, being told basically, listen, Ellen here is a star. Ellen is the bestest ever. You need to calm down. You don't need to upstage her. You need to know your place. Ellen DeGeneres talk show guest claims host's kind of on-screen demeanor is all an act that she snaps out of when the cameras stop rolling, and says guests are warned not to be funnier or smarter than her. It's really funny. The best thing on this is they're talking about like during commercial breaks, she's just kind of like in this trance zone, and then when the film starts rolling again, she pops up like, hey, like she's like all like Mrs. I'm the kindest, be kind. That's been the greatest thing, is that her brand has kind of been really smeared by this. And like I said, it'll be interesting to see how much of this carries over when the show resumes. Like, will this truly damage her brand? We don't know yet, but we'll find out real soon, because like I said before, from what I understand, the show resumes next month, and she's coming back. She's coming back. She's not going to take any time off. She's just going to jump right back into it. So Dana here appeared on the show in 2018 after flying from Chicago to Los Angeles to attend a taping, a prospect she had been excited about. She was also selected to participate in the Make It Rain segment, in which contestants are drenched in water while attempting to win cash prizes. Despite being such a big fan of the show and its host, she says she was left disappointed to see how DeGeneres acted behind the scenes. She claimed the 62-year-old would break out of her kind character and sit moodily in silence on her couch, not acknowledging anyone. The 29-year-old also said that she was warned by producers not to be funnier or smarter than Ellen. And remember, she's the star, not us. It's this lines up with, a lot of the stuff that we hear about celebrities and just how fake they are. And it's lovely to see it all come forward. Not a very good person, it would seem. Her show in Australia not doing too good. Well, I'm a little unclear of this, actually. Game of Games is a show that she runs. It's like a game show or whatever. Now, the part I'm unclear of is who came first. Did the Australian version, which is hosted by this Grant guy, is Ellen's show based on that show, or is the Australian show just a specific show based on her show for that region? I don't know who came first. But anyway, that show's not doing too good, and I guess she's like putting this guy down and blaming him for the low quality and the ratings failure of that show. And she didn't directly say this to him, but she made sure it filtered down to get him. Like, I'm going to say it, but you make sure through a game of telephone it gets back to Grant and let him know. Imagine if this guy comes out and says some stuff, says that she's toxic. I wonder how that'll work out for her. Anyway, I don't know. I enjoy following this stuff. I think that it's funny to watch these celebrities collapse. And this one's kind of happening in real time. We'll see what happens with the ratings. I can't wait for the ratings to be revealed on that show. Oh, I can't wait for next month. I really want to know, how does this work out for her? Will it affect? Because this will be a big thing. They haven't really been able to protect her. The media, for the most part, is kind of turned on her. There's barely any good puff pieces on her, or anybody trying to smear detractors of her, which will usually happen. I mean, we even look what happens with Pokemon. You criticize her, you'll get 5 Wired articles trying to cancel you. So I really wonder how this is going to work out for her. Because if the ratings are bad, every outlet's going to have 16 articles on how it's over for Ellen. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Also, throw a like up, share the video. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.